Hello. Hello and welcome to another live stream. I want to welcome everybody who is catching this on the replay on YouTube. Going to give a couple minutes for everybody to join. As usual, little Florida water, cleanse the hands. We're going to be talking about some exciting energies today. And I have the chat. I've learned how to make sure I have the correct chat going on YouTube. Hello. It looks like nobody's hopped on TikTok yet. That is fine. I think I'm going to play a little bit of the singing bowl while I'm waiting for everyone to get on. I'm feeling this energy again today. So we're going to do this. I'm going to get into my heart space. Whoever hops on while I'm doing it, feel free to do the same, bringing in that beautiful energy. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Jeffrey. Hello, Tom. All right, working with the heart chakra singing bowl here. And so everyone, just take a moment, center into your heart, bring your awareness into your heart space. We're going to be going, always checking my motion here, clockwise first, bringing some energy in. Just feeling, sinking into that heart space, drawing in those energies. So important at this time that we cultivate love and compassion, acceptance, radical self-love with everything that's coming up with this conjunction today. Calling in that beautiful unconditional love for self, for others, perhaps the energy of forgiveness, compassion, tolerance, whatever qualities and attributes you're most looking to cultivate at this time, just call that in, draw that into your heart space. Feel the frequency of the 528 hertz. And now we're going to release some energies from the heart space, going counterclockwise, releasing fear, insecurity, self-doubt, any of those wounds from childhood that are coming up right now that are being triggered, activated so they can be alchemized and healed with this conjunction, releasing all of that, not with force, with gentleness, simply letting it go, allowing it to dissolve, melt away in the presence of unconditional love. Now we're going to be calling in energy again. Call in what you're hoping to manifest, what you're hoping to create. Call in your highest, most empowered self, your most confident, most alive self, that version of you that is just waiting for you to step into it. Call that version of yourself in now. If there's an aspect of your inner child that's been coming up with this conjunction that wants to be embraced, call your inner child in, give it a hug. Let it know that it is safe, that it is loved. We're collecting all those pieces of us right now that we pushed away, that we pushed aside, that we abandoned because society, because our families, because our peers told us that we weren't worthy. Welcome that child back in. Open up your heart. Know that you are worthy, that you are loved, that you are safe and protected, that you have value. Feel yourself. Imagine yourself walking, living, speaking, acting with purpose. This is such a powerful time that we are entering right now. Such a powerful time to embrace ourselves, to embrace our truth, that energy of healing that wounded inner child. This conjunction is going to be bringing that energy up for a lot of us. Really, really old energies, core wounds. And this conjunction of Chiron in the North Node is, of course, happening in the sign of Aries. So this is relating to the wounds that have affected our ability to step forward in the world, to allow ourselves to be seen, to allow ourselves to know, that have affected our courage and our confidence and our ability to express our masculine energy in a way that is productive, right? In a way that is helpful, in a way that is powerful, but balanced, right? That's a lot of what this energy is all about, is coming into that balance of expression of our masculine energy and embodying and finding within us that courage and that confidence to walk our true path. The North Node, it relates to our life's purpose, right? Our Dharma. It relates to the energy that we must embody in this lifetime in order to walk the path of our Dharma, in order to find the most purpose, in order to fulfill our soul's blueprint in this lifetime. As I said in the little video that I made regarding the North, this transit. And so if you guys haven't checked that out, it's on both YouTube and TikTok. I'm live on both at the same time as we do now. Hello, Goddess Code. It's great to see you there. And hello to whoever is still in the TikTok feed. It's hard to keep track of who's coming and going. If you look and you believe that you will, then you absolutely will. Fun depending on the ground, right? That's actually a really fun manifestation trick, right? To set those intentions for something as simple as that and to see that come into your reality. Hello, Candy. Yes, everyone on TikTok, hop in the feed and let me know that you're here by saying hello. There's so many people that come and go that it's hard to just say hello to every name I see. But definitely, if you say hello, then I will know that you are still here, that you're still with us. We're going to be pulling some cards on this energy today. Hello, Tara. And just seeing what Spirit wants us to know and understand about this conjunction. This is really, really big because, like I said, this energy is allowing us, it's exposing those core wounds that have up until now prevented us from having the courage and the confidence to live our purpose. And it's so important and imperative at this time that starseeds and light workers, and if you are, hello Celeste, hello Tom, and if you are watching this, hello Vita, you are a starseed, you are a light worker. Spoiler alert. So it's so imperative right now that we all begin living our purpose. And that's not to put pressure on anyone, you know what I mean? And what does that mean, right? Living your purpose. It simply means living in your authenticity and willing to be seen, right? Allowing yourself to be seen, allowing yourself to shine in whatever individual way it is that you shine. I think it's really appropriate. So right now I'm taking a course, and Conscious Business Accelerator, that's what it's called. It's with Aaron Dowdy and Matt Schaefer and Victor Odo. And I've had some really amazing breakthroughs doing this course. It's perfect timing with this conjunction of Chiron and the North Node, because we've been working in the first week a lot with belief systems, uncovering the belief systems that are still preventing us from doing exactly what I just said, stepping into our purpose. And I've had some really powerful stuff come up, and it's really been interesting for me because my natal Chiron, which is at 13 degrees of Gemini, is being sextiled by this conjunction. So it's really activating my own personal Chiron energies. And if you don't know your own astrological chart, go to an app or a website such as I Like Cafe Astrology for a website. And plug in your birth information, and it will generate a chart for you. It's really interesting to be able to see how these transits line up with your own natal chart. This is also things that I offer if you want to do a personal reading with me, natal chart reading or transit chart reading. Just as an aside. But yeah, so it's been sextiling my own natal Chiron, and I've been seeing some really powerful stuff. You know, I was aware of a lot of the childhood wounds. I think a lot of us, we go straight to like the parents and stuff like that. Hello, Ashley. Hello, Charles. but I kind of overlooked this whole period of my life in like elementary school and middle school, and all of the bullying and the ways that the other students and my peers and even my friends, just the trauma that was created by the way that I was treated during that period of my life. And it really led to some profound realizations and some belief systems that were cultivated and created within me. It quite literally felt at times like my friends at that time would almost like trick me into being myself so that they could make fun of me later for things that I had done or said that they were accepting of in the moment. And so it created this belief system within me that if people were to see the real me, they would not love me anymore. And this is translated even into today, even on here with all of you. It's like I share bits and pieces of myself in my own personal story, but I don't get really deep with it. I don't get really specific with it. And it's all related to this one core belief. And so, of course, it translates into my personal relationships and things like this too. But it was just really fascinating to see that and to see some of these other belief systems that were coming up. And I think a lot of us can relate to that and probably have some sort of similar core wound. Because if you are a starseed, if you are a light worker, which simply means that you are aware that you are consciously working with energy, that you came here to work with energy and you are an energetic being, then you probably were a little bit different. And a lot of us have that common thread, right? Where we weren't accepted, where we were different than others, where we felt like we didn't fit in. We very much felt like we were not of this world. And so I think that's probably a belief that a lot of us can relate to. And it led to a lot of isolation in my early years. I remember there were times where months sometimes where none of the other kids I grew up in a small town. So we had like 60 kids in my class, but like none of them would hang out with me. None of them would be around me. And so I would spend recesses and free times just walking around by myself. I remember being at summer camp and sitting and playing solitaire with myself out in the middle of the field because none of my friends, they were going through periods where they were kind of like, and girls, like young girls have that energy, you know what I mean? Where, and I don't know if it's the same for boys. It probably is similar, right? You have a group of friends and one person kind of gets targeted and everyone kind of hates on that person and criticizes and hazes that person. And then it kind of moves to another person and moves to another person. It's kids are so cruel, right? But I tended to be that person kind of like every other time or for weeks or months at a time, even within my own groups of friends. And so it's like, as I grew up and I got older, I kind of shifted my energy and I created sort of a persona and an energy. And that was when my addiction and everything kind of got wings underneath it. And so I got to a point where I was generally liked and accepted by people that I was spending time around because I was choosing people that were more aligned in that moment with whatever it was that I was aligned with. But and I think that kind of led to me forgetting about how painful that was. I think I kind of blocked out that energy. And so it's been really interesting seeing that coming back up again. And this is where it's interesting to know your own Chiron placements, right? Because my own personal Chiron is in the sign of Gemini in the 11th house. And so Gemini, of course, relates to our early school years. It relates to just our immediate environment, right? And Aquarius, which rules the 11th house, this relates to large groups of people. It relates to our peers, our friend networks, the organizations that we're aligned with, our hopes and our dreams. And so we can see that energy and that core wound sort of being referenced there. And now with this conjunction, it's coming into this energy of understanding how our wounds have affected our empowerment, our sense of self, right? Because Aries is very much relating to our sense of self, who we know ourselves to be in the world and how we assert that energy in the world, right? So this is just really going back to like this conjunction, the building blocks of our identity. And I need to plug in. I thought I had my phone charging, but I don't. So give me a second here. There we go. So this is for all of us. It's like those core experiences that were the building blocks of our identity. the building blocks that shaped our understanding of who we are, our concept of who we are in this world, and all those stories that we have surrounding that. Yeah, okay, so we have someone here who can relate to some of that energy. Yep. Hello, Michael. Hello, Holly. I'm not digging this energy. Yeah, it's intense. It's asking us to go deep. It's asking us to get really real and really raw. Hello, Mujer Phoenix. Oh, you have your Chiron in the 9th in Aries. So this is relating to hopes and dreams as well, in a sense, right? This is relating to faith. This is relating to education, to travel, to these more worldly energies. So there may be wounds around any of that energy here when we're looking at, especially faith. I'm feeling that energy of faith. So this energy of questioning faith, maybe energy of in this lifetime or other lifetimes being persecuted because of your faith, because of your beliefs, perhaps having issues with people who have certain moral codes of conduct and not fitting within, being the black sheep, and wounds around that black sheep energy, which also most people who are going to be watching this right now, we are the black or the rainbow sheep, right? And so any of those types of energies can be relating to the Chiron in the 9th house there. And then, of course, Aries is all the energy that we're talking about now, with sense of self, with courage, with confidence, with our masculine energies and the way that we exert those in the world. Is that what's coming up for you, Jamie? Yeah, right. And fresh start. Hello, Earth Angel. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. If your Chiron or your North Node is in Aries, you are going to be absolutely feeling this, or any of the cardinal signs. Or if, like I said, this is, your own natal chart, and this is aspecting you heavily in your own personal natal chart. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is why, so a lot of us are going to relate to this energy. It's really taking us back to that. And it's perfect, in perfect timing, right? As we're initiating with all of this powerful Aquarius energy, right? We have Venus and Mars about to make their conjunction in Aquarius. They both had those powerful activations from Pluto. Pluto still at 0 degrees of Aquarius, really initiating this next phase of these age of Aquarius energies here. It's about being able to step into our authenticity, to embrace our weirdness, to embrace the things about us that cause people to bully us, that cause people to abandon us, and that ultimately caused us to abandon ourselves, right? Because that's what I realized throughout, as I was having these epiphanies and these aha moments, was that the wound, the deepest part of the wound, wasn't the fact that all of these people ostracized me and bullied me and ignored me, right? Cast me aside. It was the fact that I cast myself aside. When I talked about how I created this persona and this energy for myself, I kind of became another person as I got older, as I got into high school. And like, I abandoned that part of me because I learned, okay, that little girl is not lovable. So let me become somebody else. Right. And I got really attached to that new persona that I created for myself. And it's taken many, many years in recovery to break through that and to break down that and to like chip away at like what's authentic and what's not, right? What was the mask? What was the show that I put on for other people? And what is my true and authentic self? So I did a really powerful meditation last night where I called in that little girl that I had abandoned as a result of the feedback that I was getting from my peers that said that she wasn't good enough. And I embraced her, and it was just a really beautiful integration. So I encourage people to do anything like that if it resonates with you, because there's a powerful potential for that. And it's those aspects of ourselves are really just wanting to be welcomed home. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. So somebody on the TikTok feed says that they were raised in a religious cult and didn't relate to anyone in church. That's an intense experience, not one that I personally have gone through, but that's huge. Mm-hmm. So you can definitely relate to that energy of an ideology being fed to you and not relating to that, and therefore not being accepted right? And so that energy of ostracizing and that energy, all of that I just talked about is of course very heavy when you're not following the programming in some type of situation like that. So there's definitely wounds there, right? It's going to be different for all of us, but it's about really embracing those wounds that are coming up, because those are coming up to be alchemized and healed, because they are directly related to our ability to live our purpose in this lifetime. And so one of the things that I've been realizing as I've been going through the CBA course is the importance of us being able to be vulnerable and share our story and share our truth. And it's going to take a little bit of practice, because it's so funny. Like, I can give you guys blanket statements. Like, I used to be a drug addict, right? You know, I was a heavily addicted to drugs for about a decade of my life. Like, I can tell you guys that, but I don't get into any of the specifics. And I might not in this video, or this live stream, but I'm going to work on being more open and learning how to be more open. And that's all about stepping into the authenticity. That's all about allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, right? Because the unique energy that we bring is directly related to the experiences that we've had. And when we are able to share those experiences, that allows more people to empathize with us, to connect with us. And the importance of that, obviously, I mean, we're all human beings. Connection is so incredibly important. Being able to feel that connection. And that's what this tribe is all about. That's the whole reason, you know, that we created the Cosmic Rebel Tribe, was so that we have a place where we can connect with one another, right? Where we know that we are accepted and loved. So let's get some cards on this and see what the cards have to say. Oh yeah, I got my deck right here. My son picked it out before he went for his nap. He's always wanting to play with my cards, but he's not very gentle, so I have to take them away, and then he gets very upset. Clear. I need to get him his own little deck of cards to play with. So let's get some energies here for this North Node conjunct Chiron. We also have Pisces season beginning today. The sun at 0 degrees of Pisces. So we're bringing in some of that ethereal energy. We're bringing in that higher spiritual perspective, right? Those beautiful dissolving energies of Pisces. And the Pisces energy is going to get more intense as we move through the week here. Venus and Mars are perfecting their conjunction on the 22nd, but they'll be well within conjunction range. Well, they already are within conjunction range, but they'll be within a couple degrees of each other starting on the 20th. And then we have the full moon on the 24th. So a lot of really powerful energies that we're working with here. But this is the biggest one right now. And this energy, like I said in the little video that I did, we've been feeling it this entire year, right? In January, the North Node and Chiron were getting closer together. And they will be within 5 degrees of each other all the way through into the beginning of May. So this is kind of like the pinnacle of the energy where the breakthroughs really start happening. And then the integration period is going to last throughout the spring, past the spring equinox and everything. Hello, Celeste, natal Pisces, Sun, and Saturn. Ooh, yeah. So you'll be having your Saturn return then coming up in these next couple years. If you haven't had it already, you're really feeling that energy with Saturn and Pisces. Saturn and Pisces is such a huge energy. For anyone who hasn't checked it out, on my YouTube, I did a video on Saturn and Pisces. Big energies that we're working through, the way that we're grounding the spiritual into the practical, into the physical world, the light body activations that we're receiving. All right. Hello, Sarah. So let's see. North Node conjunct Chiron in Aries. Let's get some energy here. What does Spirit want us to know about these energies? Page of Wands, first card out. And you see it's a child. The child here. Okay, this is interesting. So what's coming through is when you were a child, what was the plan for your life? What did you want out of life? What were your hopes and dreams? Spirit's saying, like, take it back and make it that simple. Maybe you just wanted to be happy. Maybe you just wanted joy. Maybe you just wanted love. Maybe you just wanted to play. So it's like involving that childlike aspect of ourselves in our plans. And I also feel like for some people, there's going to be some type of healing that happens here that brings us back to a dream from very early on in life, a dream that we had forgotten or perhaps we had buried. Maybe somebody criticized it, or maybe somebody criticized us. Maybe our parents told us that we could never achieve that was too much, that way it was too high to aim, that we needed to set our sights lower. Maybe somebody told us that we weren't good enough. You know, like for some reason that the idea of like singing is coming up, and this could be because that happened to me. Singing wasn't my dream, but I was scolded for singing out loud in public once, and it made me feel very self-conscious. But so maybe that's why this is coming up. I'm not really sure, but it's like perhaps you were singing and then somebody told you that you didn't sound good or that it wasn't appropriate, and so you shut down that aspect of yourself in that dream. Could be anything. All right, but it's just like I feel like that energy of lost dreams awakening happening in your 11th house. Oh wow, that's powerful, Celeste, especially with all of this Aquarius energy going on. Saturn also being the former ruler of Aquarius. So that's a strong energy in your chart. We have the 8 of Cups in reverse here. And this is related to fear of change. So what change are we afraid of? Are we hanging on to something that doesn't serve us any longer because we're afraid of the unknown, or we're afraid of stepping out of that comfort zone? We have the Queen of Pentacles here with the 4 of Swords. And it's interesting because in this deck, the 4 of Swords is not so much a card of like not being impressed with anything or not recognizing our opportunities. In this deck, it's like this guy is just like kicking back and relaxing, and he looks really content, and it says earned rest on it. So I feel like there is a change perhaps that we've been anticipating, that we've known that we needed to make for quite some time, but we've been afraid to take that leap. We've been afraid to take those steps, maybe because of some of these wounds that are coming up right now, perhaps, right? But there's this energy of like what this change wants to bring you. This is what Spirit wants you to understand, is a much needed rest, like some R&R and a lot of abundance, but in a way that's peaceful and is devoid of the kind of struggle that a lot of us are used to associating when it comes to abundance, when it comes to money. I love you too, Jamie. I'll see you on the replay. So that's really beautiful energy. And we have the 3 of Cups, gleeful celebration on the bottom of the deck. So it's like whatever this feared change is, it's actually going to create this beautiful, restful energy where it's not going to be this energy of chasing, right? And I wanted to see here, you were home. Somebody else says I was homeschooled into my parents' personal cult, demonized the world. It was hard to get out of it. Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of that trauma from these ideologies and these belief systems that were kind of forced upon people during childhood. A lot of freeing, and there's a lot of indoctrination there. You know, it's like the world, society indoctrinates us to a certain point, but there's another level that happens sometimes when people are involved in these types of situations that is really intense. But this is the opportunity to really break free from all of that. Hello, Misty. Had a singing coach tell me you were too nasally. You dropped out of choir. Oh, I'm sure you have a beautiful voice. Yeah, and so and all of us, honestly, like singing is such a beautiful, freeing thing. Just the energy of it, the way that it releases, the way it clears the throat chakra, the way it releases emotion and energies. And so I think singing is a beautiful thing for all of us to do, even if it's just for our own personal benefit. But that's so funny that perhaps that was a message for you as well with that. So it's like whatever this change is, it's actually going to bring you the opposite of what you're fearing. You guys got to pardon me for a minute. I turned the heat up in here way too high because it's still so cold where I am right now. And this room is small, so it's kind of like a hot box right now. So I got to go turn that down. Give me just 1 second. There we go. Yeah, when the energy starts channeling too, it gets really hot. I always forget that when I get ready to do these live streams. Hello, Valkyrie. Yeah, that's painful. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so let's all just take a moment to send loves to ourselves. For anyone who missed the beginning, go ahead and watch that when we're done here. Anyone on TikTok, the replay is going to be available on YouTube. It's linked in my bio. Because we did a singing bowl exercise where we called in that wounded, abandoned aspect of our inner child and sent love to that. But let's all just take a moment here again to send love to our inner child, to send love to that aspect of ourselves that we may have abandoned because they were criticized, because we were told that we weren't good enough. Just send some love to those aspects of the self. You can place your hand on your heart if you want to. Traveling through time and space, which is all an illusion anyway, right? Connecting with that aspect of you, sending love, encouragement, acceptance. That's what this energy is all about. Yeah. Sing like there's nobody listening. Absolutely. Dance like there's nobody watching. And there's one other part to that. I love that quote so much. And I was reminded of that the other day too. Like when I was in high school, I used to just dance wherever I was. Like it was just my natural state of being was to do that. Just when I was standing in a group of people talking, like I was so much more free. And so it's like, I started thinking about that and like, what caused me to become less free again? These are the things that are going to be coming up. These are the questions that we're going to be answering ourselves. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Leah. I commented on your comment, but I didn't say hello, so I wanted to make sure I said that. What else do we need to know about this Chiron and Aries here? And for some of us, this is bringing healing to areas of our lives where perhaps it's because remember, like we said, Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars rules our masculine energy. And Mars, for those of you who weren't on the last live stream that we did, we talked about how Mars received that halo from that massive coronal mass ejection from the sun right before coming into conjunction with Pluto. So our masculine energy has been supercharged, has received a huge activation recently within the last week or so. So we're really going to be feeling that. That's, I think, even making this conjunction even more powerful is the fact that the ruler of this conjunction just went through such a major upgrade. And so that it's going to be healing around any ways that we experience our masculine energy, right? For some people, it's our masculine energy is diminished in that we are more subservient. We are less able to assert ourselves and our needs, more afraid to go after what we want. And for some people, it might be the opposite, where we end up in fits of rage, where we tend to get much more aggressive when we feel ourselves being threatened, where we're like overly beyond assertive into the point of aggressive in any area of our life. So we're going to be seeing any of these ways that this energy plays out in our lives and the ways that we can begin to heal it if we're open to that insight, to that realization. Oh, you just checked conjunction is in your 12th. All right. We got a 12th. We had a 5th house here. So we got this happening all over the place. This for me is happening in my 10th house. My North Node is actually in Aries at 29 degrees of Aries. So I had my nodal return not too long ago, like a month or two ago, I think. So I'm definitely feeling this energy very powerfully as well. 33 years. Congratulations, Leah. That's powerful right there. I think I'm at 12. It was 11, 11, 11 was my clean date. So however long it's been since then, I think it's like 12. This might be year 13 for me. Oh, I love that, Leah. You picked up that quote earlier today. I love that synchronicity. Yeah. Shout out to all of my beautiful brothers and sisters in recovery here. All right. So we have lifting anguish coming out here, which is beautiful energy, right? This is like releasing something that's been weighing us down for a very long time. Tell me anything else here. Get the Two of Cups. All right. That kind of popped out of the deck in an interesting way. And so some people what I'm feeling with this Two of Cups is that what's healing right now may be relating not only to your life purpose, but also bringing healing to you in relationships and the way that you will relate and connect to others, your partnerships. Oh, thank you, Dominic. It's great to see you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Then we got the 10 of Wands, heavy burdens. Yeah, so I think there is going to be, and this is definitely going to be true for anyone who also is perhaps experiencing this in their 7th house or even their 8th house. It's this energy of like improving energy in partnerships. Like deep core childhood wounds that are healing, that are allowing somebody to reconnect with their partner. So if somebody's been going through a really difficult time with their partner, then this I think is just also a message for you, letting you know that like there is healing coming, especially if the reason that your relationship has been struggling is because you guys have so many responsibilities, such a heavy weight that you're carrying. All right, so that's a little side note there. Then we got the 10 of Pentacles, lasting security. So I love this. It's like Spirit really wants to let us know. Oh, nice. Yeah, if I get a chance to, Dominic, when I'll check out, I'll see if you're still live. When I get done with the live stream, I'll definitely hop on and check it out. I love Eden. If any of you love reptiles and snakes, Dominic has a beautiful snake that I have gotten many an opportunity to cuddle with over the years. I love her very, very much. So yeah, there's a lot of stability. So this is definitely for, and this with all the hands here, this definitely feels like family. So people who have been concerned about or seeking to create stability for their family. There's definitely, it's like this conjunction is having an effect on that. It's creating sort of an upsurge of energy that's going to allow you to become a better provider. For yourself and for your loved ones. But I also feel like this is speaking of turnarounds in family situations and family dynamics as well. I got the King of Cups in reverse. Tell me some more about that. Oh, Sarah, 15 months. Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. Tara, 7 months. I love this, you guys. I love it. I'm going to have to start sharing more of my story. We're going to have to start connecting more on that level because it hasn't escaped my attention that I have a lot of recovering addicts on here. And it's so weird. And I think it's because what I believe is that at these different, and I think this is true for a lot of people, at these different points in my journey, another aspect of my higher self kind of walked in, so to speak. Like more and more of my higher self came to occupy my body in this lifetime. And so every time that's happened, it's almost like the life that I lived before that feels more like a dream than a reality. And it feels that way about like my childhood, feels that way about my years when I was using, which was roughly from 15, 16 until 25. And then even for like the first however many years of my recovery up until like 2019 or so. And so it's fascinating because I sometimes forget and I don't identify with that aspect of my story so strongly anymore. But it's so important because there's so many of us that deal with that struggle. There are so many light workers, so many empaths, so many starseeds, pick a label, right? Who deal with addiction. Because we are so sensitive, because we feel everything so deeply, because we feel like we don't belong, because we know, for me, I think part of it too is like, I knew that that life was meant to be more magical and it was meant to feel different than the way it felt. And I just wanted to feel something different. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to feel the magic. And that created that artificial sense of magic for me, right? It made the everyday mundane the day-to-day mundane life seem more interesting, more exciting. And it gave me that artificial sense of courage and confidence, right? When I was, coming out of the experiences that I was talking about earlier, right? Where people did not accept me for who I was, when I was ostracized, when I was criticized and pushed aside by all of my peers, it gave me that artificial boost in confidence that allowed me to become a different version of myself, right? It gave me relief from being me. And it's so sad, but that's what I needed at the time. And honestly, like I will say that at that period of time in my life, I think drugs probably saved my life because I don't know what I would have done otherwise because I was so broken and I was so lost. I attempted suicide twice before I was in high school. Or maybe the second time was in high school. Maybe it was early high school. I self-harmed. I had an eating disorder. So many different levels of self-destruction that I think that we can all relate to. So it was like they served me until they didn't. And it's just like everything else, every coping mechanism, every bad habit, so to speak, that we have. Everything serves us until it doesn't. And this is the point where we're getting to now in our ascension process. It's like the things that used to serve us, the habits, the negative what coping mechanisms that used to serve us aren't working anymore. And some of us, because all of this stuff is coming back up, this deeper layer of stuff for us to deal with and look at, some of us may be trying to run back to some of those old coping mechanisms. But what we're going to find is that they don't do for us what they did before, because they're not meant to, because we're meant to rise above that, because our frequency, even if we can't feel it in the moment, has lifted beyond that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely, Sarah. I think we all have a soft spot for that. And that's part of our journey, right? Is to gain that level of empathy, which is absolutely essential in everything that we do moving forward. And that's another aspect of this energy too, is it's allowing us to see and understand more of the practical application of our pain. And what I mean by that is like the way that our pain helped to mold us, helped to create who we are today, and the ways that we can use that pain, use our story in order to help others, right? Because that's what Chiron is all about. They call it the wounded healer. So this is the healing work that we do that allows us to best serve the world. Yeah, absolutely, Sly. We sure did. We sure did. We are all examples of that. So if there's anybody on this live stream who is struggling with addiction issues and is wondering if they're ever going to be able to get that particular monkey off their back, just know that it is absolutely possible. We have a bunch of people in the chat right now who are living proof of that. All right. And if you're on TikTok and you want to connect with more of those people, hop on to YouTube. We always have a great lively chat going on there. Yeah. We are all testaments to that. All right. So we have the King of Cups in reverse. So let's see what else. This is us identifying those unhealthy emotional patterns and really getting to the root of that, like we said. Tell me anything else here. And then we got the Nine of Cups. I call that the genie in a bottle energy. Your wish is my command. Tell me a little bit more about that. Somebody's getting a wish granted here. But it's not, and we all know this, right? It's not like the genie energy where it's like some outside force is just granting us something that we haven't earned. This is something that we are creating, right? Something that we're creating through our energy, through our focused intention. Something that we've put the effort and the energy and the intention into, but it's because of these breakthroughs that we're having that are allowing us to discard all these old belief systems that are no longer serving us, that this wish is finally able to manifest. Tell me about this wish here. Resolving conflict. So for some people, this wish has to do with a friendship, with a connection, with a partnership where there has been some type of falling out, or there has been a lack of seeing eye to eye. For some people, this speaks to internal conflict, right? Because I think a lot of us, it's like we have these grand dreams. And if you don't have grand dreams, it's time to get some, right? Because why are you limiting yourself? All possibilities are possible, right? But a lot of us, we have these grand dreams. We have these grand designs for our lives. Where was I going with that? But ultimately, at the core of it, what do we really want? We want to feel at peace, right? We want to feel peaceful and content. We want to feel like this, right? All right, tell me more about the lesson unlearned here. This is a 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Give me some insight into this 3 of Pentacles. All right, we got the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands. I get it. So this lesson unlearned, this energy is speaking to the deprogramming that we're going through right now. These were the painful lessons that created the negative belief systems that we're uncovering right now. We are unlearning those lessons. We are debugging the software, so to speak. And as a result of that, we have new beginnings. And I love how this Knight of Cups card says flowing attraction. Because I'm feeling that not just for some people, it is like a beginning to some type of romantic relationship, right? But for the most part, I'm feeling this energy as us becoming that flowing point of attraction, us stepping into the flow and beginning to attract powerfully to ourselves our dreams and wishes. So I love that for us. This is just gorgeous, gorgeous energy, you guys. Clear. So pay attention. Make a list right now. What are the belief systems that are coming up for you? What are the wounds that are coming up for you? What did you learn about yourself? What did you decide? What did you or somebody else teach you about yourself as a result of these painful experiences? And what is the new meaning that you can give that experience? What is the new belief that you're ready to cultivate? Because a lot of times simply becoming aware of the belief can allow us to begin to shift it if we are ready. And I would say it seems like most of us are ready at this point. Absolutely, Ashley. Yep. Congratulations. Earth Angel. Is there anybody in my YouTube feed who is not in recovery? I feel like most of us are. This is so awesome. I mean, I love everyone, whether you are or you aren't, or that's a particular struggle that you identify with. But I think it's pretty cool that we have so many on here who are. I think that that's so beautiful. Like once you start talking about it, everyone's like, oh yeah, me too. Yep. And yeah, as Ashley said, echoing that sentiment, if you are not sober, even if you're on here and you don't know if you have a problem, or you kind of feel like maybe drugs or alcohol is a drug, right? But are a problem for you, but you're not ready to address it. Like that's fine too. Welcome. We love you. Be where you're at. It's okay. You are welcome here and you are supported here. Always. Always. We're not ready till we're ready. You know? Clear. All right. What do we want to pull from, you guys? What else do we want to pull from for this energy? All right. I feel like an activation card wants to come out for us. So we're going to pull from the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle, because this is definitely a very activating energy here. So what kind of activations are we receiving? Clear. As Chiron conjuncts the North Node. Feeling like major karmic release. It's like shaking off all of that heavy karma that's kept us trapped in certain timelines, in certain lower versions of ourselves. Get some energy here. What activations are we receiving? All right, so we have the Stellar Gateway activation coming out, Infinite Potential Manifestation Vortex. So that's reminding us of the power, the powerful manifesting potential of this energy right now. And we have Hathor Light Codes, Light Immersion, Full System Upgrade, Power Recall. That's what's really standing out to me right now. Is this energy of recalling, and it's like the energy of the magician, right? I'm surprised that card didn't come out for us when we're pulling from the tarot. This energy of stepping into our power and our ability to create. Let me feel into this for a second. It's like right now, as we're in this energy, and this is moving beyond just this conjunction. This is everything that's been happening this month, remember. And if you haven't checked out the video, go ahead and check it out. It's on both YouTube and TikTok, talking about the leap year energies. We are in a powerful, this entire year, especially this month of February, we are in a powerful vortex of energy, a powerful portal of energy where time is extremely fluid. Timelines are extremely fluid. And we can make quantum leaps forward. All right. And so what this means is that you may feel like you're far away from the timeline that you want to be living, from the version of yourself, the expression of yourself that you want to be experiencing, but you're actually a hell of a lot closer than you think. And it can shift like that. The energy can shift like that. As we begin this shift internally, that external can flip on a dime. You could be living this life today, and in a month, 2 months, 3 months, Spirit's saying even like 3 weeks from now, you could be living in a completely different timeline, having a completely different experience. It's all in how deeply you surrender to this work. And such powerful light body activations going on right now. Hello, Sierra. Hello, Ploon. All right, and then we have Lemurian seed codes coming through with the Halls of a Mentee initiation. And I love this because the Lemurian seed codes is all about living in our authenticity, right? Stepping deeper into our truer and most authentic self. Temple of Truth on the bottom of the deck. This is all about the throat chakra activations that we know we've been receiving. Aquarius energy is big on that, working with that throat chakra, right? Because that's the seat of our truth, speaking our truth, living our truth. I want to take a look at this Halls of Amenti card, though. Let's see. This energy is connected to the Great Pyramid of Giza. Let's see. Said to be the home of the Emerald Tablet. Let's see. You are in a deep initiatory chamber at this time. You might feel that things are heavy and challenging, but know that a reconfiguration is happening. Energetically, you are going through an initiation that will allow you to go beyond the fears of the ego and transcend the limitations of the physical realm. You might not feel that light is present because you are in the middle of this phase at the moment, but know that it is present within you. You might be feeling frustrated or overwhelmed, but a lot of this anxiety is actually old energies that were stored in the depths of your body, being released so that your vibration can rise. There we go. Just that final confirmation for us there. All of that heaviness that we've been feeling recently, it's because of the density that is releasing right now. Allow this process to bring up what it's bringing up. Feel it, heal it, call in that inner child, everything that we talked about during this live stream. The tablets of Thoth, are you feeling that connected to the Halls of Amenti? Yes, the emerald tablets. I'm not sure. Are the emerald tablets, are those connected to Thoth? That would make sense. Clear. All right. I want to get us a card. A crystal card. We've been doing lots of cards. I'm going to get us a crystal card to close here. Crystal card that we can use. What crystal wants to work with us through this conjunction. And remember, like I said, this energy we're going to be feeling. I knew you were going to like that, Michael. I was thinking of you when I said that. Like I said, we're going to be feeling this energy. And thank you for that follow, Mildred. Welcome. We're going to be feeling this energy right through April into the beginning of May. Clear the integration period of it. So this crystal, whatever crystal wants to work with us to continue this healing work that Chiron is bringing forth for us right now, allowing us to be more empowered and step into our purpose, what crystal wants to assist us. And if you have this crystal, really program it with that intention of helping you to integrate these energies. And know that if you don't have it, a clear quartz crystal can be programmed to take on the qualities of any crystal. So you can use clear quartz and just ask that it embody the frequency. I love you, Plume. You're so sweet. You really are. Oh my God. We have the Moonstone on the bottom of the deck here. I feel like Moonstone just wants to be known for somebody. When I split the deck, the Moonstone was there. But we have 3 crystals coming out. We have labradorite, which is one of my favorites. I actually have a couple pieces here. I have a beautiful piece that sits behind me. You guys can't see it like that. It's a necklace. Actually, here, I'll take it out. I'll put it on while we're doing this part. It's one of my favorites. And I got a couple other pieces behind me. That's one of my favorite crystals, as I think I just said. So we got that. We have pink tourmaline, which helping with that self-love, bringing in that heart chakra energy. And then we have black coral. Ooh, light in the darkness. So these are going to be powerful. I think quite an interesting combination of energies here. And we have Crotesite on the bottom of the deck, passion. So we're just gonna skim through here and we're gonna see. And let's also just bring through some clearing energy right now. Bringing that violet flame through. Cleansing and clearing the chat. Cleansing and clearing. We do not consent to anyone who wants to waste our time or our energy, right? We are here to grow spiritually, to evolve, to connect with each other. All right. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I'm trying to figure this out here. I just put somebody in timeout. I didn't even know that was a thing that you could do. It feels a little, I don't know. I mean, I have an 18-month-old son, so I guess we haven't quite started doing timeouts with him because he's just not quite there yet. But I'm just like giggling because I didn't know that was an option. You know what I mean? But it seems appropriate for the comments that they go to timeout, right? All right. Anyway, moving forward, we're going to start with Labradorite here. Yeah. Oh, man. Life is funny, right? So, Labradorite, we're not going to read everything that we usually read about these, but we are going to... Let's see, what are we going to? Well, we will actually, because I really love these crystal cards. We're going to read. So the Master Crystal Deva for Labradorite is the Deva Seidel. And Seidel says, "Enter my light, accept my truths and blessings, for in the darkness of my physical form, I hide the endless lights of the universe. I am an infinite resource of all that was, is, and can be. Let us reopen the doors of understanding so you may see again that the power of change rests in your hands. Go forth, light the torch of free will and create. Raise your hands to the bright and burning body of Ra. Call it forth in a single ray that I can filter into the crown. Feel me run through you and remove outer influence, refining your focus on the ultimate goal of self. Walk with me now through the fires of purification to the great halls of times past, and arise with the true purpose of your spirit firm in hand. Extraterrestrial and earth solar spirits, hear my call. Through me, join as one in the movement toward the ultimate goal of the Supreme Creator's breath and fulfill the unified purpose. Rebirth the ancient Atlantean way of oneness and unite the star tribes so they may again shine as a single star, this time in mastered physicality." Ooh, that last part gave me chills, right? And so what do we need to know about Labradorite? It's known as the and this is so funny because I mentioned the card of the magician, right? It's known as the magician's stone or the stone of free will. It takes the unfocused, scattered, and overactive mind that is unaware of its creations and infuses ordered, focused, and intellectual thought, blended with the intuitive wisdoms of the spirit. This not only allows us to be responsible, take charge of our creations, and therefore the ownership of our free will, but can deliver us on to our life path and offer one's spiritual purpose. How perfect is that? And this is a sacred stone of Thoth. Somebody had mentioned Thoth, as well as Melchizedek, Kuthumi, and Saint Germain. It is one of the few crystals that, by regulating the inputs of light, is able to integrate the initiations on the path of ascension, preparing the body and spirit to unite. Boom, right there, you guys. It's a stone of truth, allowing one to recognize the seeds of disease, disharmony, thoughts, and actions in the world. And it can activate powerful healing. It's also a potent protective stone, removing the influence of others from the energy field. And it infuses imaginative and original thought that rebuilds one's path, reflecting their purpose. Even in Atlantean times, Labradorite was said to have extraterrestrial origins. And it's a powerful facilitator of intergalactic communications, especially linked to the Pleiadians, Arcturians, and the Sirians, and able to anchor their often highly evolved concepts onto the earth for the betterment of mankind. Labradorite is Moldavite's earthbound counterpart and played a key role with Emerald in the calling of that stone to the earth for the new children of light. Before anyone works with Moldavite, the physical energy system must be prepared by Labradorite, or Moldavite's work will be limited. Isn't that interesting? The arrival of Labradorite for you today signals the empowerment of free will, an exciting time of change and creation. But before she can do her work, the mind must be refined and brought into unity. Labradorite is letting us know it's action time, so refine your focus, meditate, and be sure you feel what your heart and soul need in order to go forward toward life's purpose. Prepare to create with love, free from fear, and under the guidance of spirit for the betterment of all. Labradorite also lets us know that it is time to spiritualize our surroundings and understand the purposes behind all that is in our life, even physically. All creation holds purpose. Be ready to know what it is. In your new embrace, there are no secrets, only truth. And isn't that interesting? Because I was talking about how all the things that we've indulged in, all the habits that we've cultivated, even the ones that are self-destructive, served us at a time. So I feel like this stone is really here to help us understand how everything in our life currently is serving us. And sometimes it's serving us because there's a lesson that we're meant to learn, right? A certain difficult relationship, a challenge. So the Labradorite is going to bring some clarity to all of those things for us if we work with it. This week, and I'm feeling this month, like this entire month, the rest of this month. Hello, Astrid, by the way. Let's say Billy Carson. Why do I not? Is that somebody who's famous? Sorry, you guys. All right, Earth Angel. Thank you so much. Love you, beautiful. All right, so moving on. The affirmation, by the way, for Labradorite is, as heart and mind unite, I am, we are, all is. Let's see. Then we have pink tourmaline here. Let's see. Pink tourmaline. The gift of love. The presence of pink tourmaline today in your cards is a wonderful flash of love. Where pink tourmaline goes, love quickly follows. As a messenger of love, this crystal reminds us that love is just an emotion until it is given and received freely, at which point it becomes unconditional and the most powerful force in the universe. I'm going to read that part again. As a messenger of love, this crystal reminds us that love is just an emotion until it is given and received freely, at which point it becomes unconditional and the most powerful force in the universe. In life, we can act with love, dress as love, understand love, and feel love. But to truly know what love, one must unconditionally give love away. Ooh. With pink tourmaline by your side, you can be trustful and confident in the laws of love. Forgive your past, which is key right now, right? And go forward with an open heart. Keep your eyes open in the coming days for butterflies. They will come to remind you to keep your heart open and be the gift of love in the world. This is a sacred stone of Mother Mary. All right. So helping us to tap into the unlimited nature of love, the truth of love, and our ability and the courage to share that, right? Helping us to open our hearts. Oh, he's a truth seeker. Okay, Michael. Thank you. Hello, Galactic Elf. Welcome. And then we have black coral here. And the affirmation for pink tourmaline is, I give love, I am love. Black tourmaline, take us home. Let's see. Seek me, but do not judge. For outwardly, I am as the darkest night, but within I am the bright shining light of day. I carry this quality to you, allowing inner security and protection. It matters not the outer surface. I'm going to hold that for all my YouTube people up right there, and I'll hold it for TikTok in a second. By my teaching, the gathering of trust within self will empower you to a space of self-love that will then flow into all you create. Your world is not to be feared, but understood and nurtured. It is a measure of what lives in you. In my embrace, you are like a child in the womb, secure and protected by your own trust in and wisdom of your light. So another shielding crystal, shielding from negative, dense, or heavy energies. It achieves this not only by its vast amount of light, but also by bringing confidence to the self and empowering trust in the light that you are. So helping to teach you how to trust your own light. Black tourmaline is able to teach the most powerful lessons associated with confidence and protection of self on all levels. So this is great for also teaching us how to set boundaries. This mineral is only physically available substance that is able to protect us from our own negative outputs. This makes it very useful in the treatment of mentally created illnesses and counteracting negative or fear-based outputs in healing. Interesting. Let's see. Facilitates focus and self-trust, which backs up actions in the world, cuts attachments, and activates a powerful sense of security and personal power. It can activate the base chakra and may play a role in lifting the Kundalini energy. Can be used for depression, electromagnetic radiation, stress, anxiety, panic, and all pain, especially spinal and back problems. If black tourmaline has come to you today, something has or will test your ability to trust yourself and stand in your personal power with absolute confidence in the light that you are. When situations present to us in life that we are supposed to take action upon, very often we react losing control of our mental ability. It is here that fear lives and the desire for protection arises. There is truly nothing to be fearful of in the entire universe except your own state of mind, or your own mind out of control. It creates all pain and suffering, but in turn, in its state of mastery, can recreate heaven on earth. While you learn this lesson on all levels, or perhaps even take a break to recharge, black tourmaline. I'm reading black tourmaline. Interesting. So black tourmaline wants to work with us too, I guess. Black tourmaline is your friend, allowing a protected, secure, and safe place of learning. And black tourmaline's affirmation is, I trust in my infinite light, fear is illusion, and love is real. All right. So we got a lot of protective crystals wanting to work with us. Now we're going to read the actual card that I pulled. Oh, do you, Aster? That's beautiful. Butterflies will have to come as a sign for me right now, more in like art and perhaps other places that I'm looking, because it's definitely not butterfly weather outside. Although we have a ton of ladybugs in my house. It's really interesting. Okay, so Black Coral says, let's see. Lifting trust and confidence in the power of the self. But black coral feels a little more gentle. It enters the darkest places of self and shines a bright light there, making all that is found known, and then encourages the replacement of those newly surfaced fears with love via self-forgiveness. And pink tourmaline, I feel, is obviously a natural complement to that energy, right? This gives black coral its powerful ability to dispel fear of darkness from the most spiritual to physical parts of self, allowing one to be filled with light and to tread a truly fearless path. Let's see. Renowned for its properties of regeneration and purification, allows contact with loved ones that have passed, and a coming-of-age stone that accelerates the transfer of knowledge into wisdom. Let's see. Helps to balance the male and feminine polarities, which is a big energy that we're also obviously with the Mars and Venus conjunction, that masculine feminine polarity and balancing we're working with. And I'm feeling it especially as well with that full moon in Virgo that we're having on the 24th, which is happening on 2/24/24. So that's going to be a big energy right there. So, yeah, a lot of that balancing of the masculine and feminine, the harmonizing of those aspects of self right now. You as well, Shemaya. Love you so much. All right, so let's see here. Black coral is a stone of hope. In coming to you today, she reminds us that no matter how dark we perceive the world to be, there is always light hidden within it. Everything in the universe is light or love until it is tainted by the perception of man. Black coral lets you know that the new world of light starts with you. Your perception simply has to move to see fear as a lack of understanding, rather than a substance like a brick wall in growth. For whatever reason in life, often we disempower ourselves. This lack of faith in self is the first step away from love and often leads to a dark place. Choose carefully in the coming days. See the light in the darkness and you will be free. A fear of the dark is a love of the light. Make a choice to understand, and fear is an illusion we can live life without. So I love that, helping us to step into our personal power, to connect with our hearts, to practice that art of forgiveness, right? To learn how to trust our own light, to stand in our own light, and to really empower us with this supercharging of our purpose and our ability to exert our free will, and also assisting with the light body activations there with the labradorite. So beautiful assistance coming through from the crystal kingdom for us. Clear. Like I said, you can program a quartz crystal to take on the qualities of any of these crystals, if you so choose or desire. And we have kyanite coming out, alignment. So maybe some of you look into kyanite as well. Black kyanite, we've got that theme with these black crystals going on, protective crystals, root chakra. So maybe black, blue kyanite is really powerful if we're working with those upper chakras. Clear. Your hands are emitting cold. Interesting. Interesting, Michael. So when I do the Belvespita angel healing, the energy that comes through sometimes is extremely cold. And so one thing that I have noticed is angelic energy can feel really cold sometimes when it's channeled. So it might have something to do with that. You might be channeling some of that angelic energy or frequencies there. That was something really interesting because Reiki typically has a really warm energy. Your hands tend to get hot. Belvespita can sometimes, because we're working with the angels and those different waves of different dimensions of light, it can be very cold. And sometimes I get extremely cold when I'm working, even when I'm doing distance work on people. I have to make sure that I keep a sweater and stuff handy, sometimes gloves, especially if I'm doing it in the wintertime. So that's just a little, that's what feels like would be an interesting kind of thing to think about with that. All right, you guys, I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate everyone who is still on the TikTok chat as well. Everybody who joined and followed. We do live streams all the time. We do different things on different live streams. So thank you so much and welcome. And I'm sending so much love as well, of course, to all of my beautiful, beautiful tribe on YouTube. Oh, I love it. Yes, Leah, that's beautiful. My dad was a Harley man. Yeah. He passed away before I got a chance to ride with him, but he was very much a Harley man. And there's a freedom. I got to say, actually, Jamie, we are just finishing. But of course the replay is going to be available. I have to say though, like, I don't know if I trust myself to ride a motorcycle. It took me until I was 30 to overcome my fears enough to drive a car. So I think it was right before I turned 30. I think I got my license a few months before I turned 30. But I love to ride on motorcycles, and I can see how learning to drive one would be incredibly empowering. Oh yeah, I love that. That's beautiful. But that feeling of freedom, yeah, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. All right. So much love to you all. Enjoy this conjunction. Remember, we're going to keep working with these energies for many months to come, but allow the breakthroughs to flow. Pay attention to what's coming up. Write it down if you feel called to. If you feel called to do some type of releasing ceremony, you feel called to do like the inner child meditation or anything that I mentioned, go ahead and do that, because it's reclaiming those abandoned pieces of ourselves, I think, is just as important as releasing the beliefs and the stories, because those pieces of ourselves want to come home. All right. And by Wild One, I see that you're still on here. Bye. Okay, you guys. Love you, appreciate you, honor you. I'll talk to you soon.